So when using explicit animations, you have to define your own animation. And this lesson, we're going to create that moving bigger, that scaling rectangle, except using explicit animations. I'm going to do this because at the end, you're going to see how much more control and how we can change up the animation and how it works. So to begin, you need to extend your state with something called a single ticker provider state mixin, a really long name. What this gives you is a ticker. Now, a ticker is something that gets called every single frame. And we need to use that because when animating, you want to be changing whatever is being animated on every single frame. And then, like we said, we need an animation controller for this one. We'll define it in our init state. So this animation controller needs something called a vsync. That's why we brought this single ticker state provider mixin. So this is using vsync. This gives access to our animation controller to that ticker. Now, this animation controller, we define what our animation looks like. So remember, this moving up and down took 2 seconds, so we can define the duration here as well. And we also want to dispose of this animation controller. Because we don't want this taking up memory if we're not even using it. So say that nothing is changed because we haven't defined anything yet. We just defined the route our animation is going to take. The actual widget, what it's going to take it on, isn't defined yet. So if we remember, implicit animations have animated, then whatever you're doing. Explicit animations have something and then transition. So in this case, we're doing scaling. So we want a scale transition. Now our scale is the type of, we need to pass in the type of animation we're going to do. So that's just the animation controller. And we also need to give it a child of the thing that is going to be scaled. So in this case, it is a container with a width of 200, a height of 200, and a color of blue. Now it's not shown up here. Why is that? It's because our animation controller has a lower bound and upper bound. So that's like where the animation starts and where it ends. So it starts from 0. In this case, 0 means height and width of 0. And then it ends with an upper bound of 1, so like 100%. So this is like 0%, this is like 100%. Our lower bound right now is at 0%, so that means it's at 0 pixels wide. 100% would be at 200 pixels wide. So what we're going to do here is change our lower bound to 0.5. That means we're going to have a lower bound at 50%. And 50% of 200 is 100. Should put us at the same exact size as this. So now if we save it, we reload it, there it is. And the last thing to do is remember we have to manually run the animation. So using the animation control, you have to tell it to do the animation. So what we're going to do is on pressed, if true, if our state is true, we're going to do animation controller dot forward. So forward takes animation in the forward direction, so from small to big. Otherwise, we're going to do animation controller dot reverse. That means you're going to do the opposite animation. So finally, we save it, we're able to click it, it gets bigger, we're able to click it again, it gets smaller at the same time. So why would you want to do it in the explicit way? Well, it gives you more control of your animation. For example, we can, let's say we comment this out for now, and we just do animation controller dot repeat. So this just repeats that animation over and over. So it goes up like this, and see it's discontinuous like we talked about before, so it pops back and restarts from that point. You can do repeat with reverse being true. That will make it so it's continuous. And it goes down and then up and down and up. And then, let's say you wanted to figure out a way to stop it. You do stop. And let's say we stop it in the middle. Oh, I didn't save it. And then you stop it, it stops right there at that specific size. So that's what explicit animations do. They give you more control of your animation, but make you do a little bit more manually.